All right. Good day, everybody, and welcome to Headline Hits with LW. It is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. We are just flying by the month of June here. We're going to be in July just there in a couple more days. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a hot summer. Let's hit the headlines. A couple of these headlines I'm going to cover today. It's just going to be real brief because I got a lot in the headlines today. I just want to bring some of it to your guys' attention. If you guys want to do a little bit of research and read more up on it, you sure can. Thank you for all the coffees that you guys have been buying me lately. I know I haven't been able to keep up with them, but instead of doing the super chats, we've decided to do the coffees because your dollar actually goes farther with the coffees than it does feeding the beast. And we're no longer going to feed the people that censor us because they take 30% of that. So the coffees, they don't touch it. And we're going to starve the beast. So here we go. Let's hit the first headline of the day. With everything going green, folks, listen to this. Energy crisis. Government to restart coal plant after power company SARS warning. What's that all about? Well, after a warning from the head of three power companies, France's government has announced that it will restart their coal-fired power plant this winter. Now, remember, France and Germany, they've all gone on to the virtual virtue signaling where they say they're going to get rid of all their carbon footprints. They're going to get rid of all of this fossil fuel stuff, and they're going to go 100% green. Just like that flip-flopping idiot John Kerry, who's got the biggest mouth in the world, running around on his private jet, flying everywhere on his private jet, leaving carbon footprints everywhere, making statements about the United States that we're going to be green 100% by the year 2030, 2050. Same nonsense, just a different day. And they're realizing real quick that going totally green is impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So here's the next headline that I want to talk about. More of transgenderism. Listen to this. This one right here is going to make you shake your head. Transgender skateboarder who took first place from a 13-year-old girl is a former Navy man and father of three. Yes, I didn't stutter. You heard me correctly. The 29-year-old transgender skateboarder who beat teenage girls at a New York women's competition this past weekend is actually a former Navy guy who was rejected from the Olympics for his high testosterone level. He's beating 13-year-old girls. He's a 20-year-old, 29-year-old man. I know a lot of you are just shaking your head right now. I know you are. All right, next headline. I know this is kind of old news. I just wanted to bring it up real quick. It's circulating, and they're still talking about it. 48 migrants found dead in an abandoned trailer in Texas in a smuggling incident. What's that all about? If you haven't heard about it, it's all over the news. Police near San Antonio reported that 48 immigrants are dead. At least 16 others were transported to local hospitals after being locked inside a tractor trailer. 2 more died after receiving medical care. A worker found the tractor trailer on the southwest side of San Antonio on a back road near Interstate 35. Police say the driver may have been involved in human smuggling incident. Are you serious? Might have been involved? It was also reported to LWN by an anonymous source out of San Antonio that this tractor trailer was wrapped. The trailer part of it was actually wrapped to look like a legitimate business. The business was called and said, hey, we got your tractor trailer down here off of Interstate 35. The business had no idea what they're talking about, denied. They said, that's not our tractor trailer. That all of my tractor trailers are accountable in my yard. So this is what the coyotes are doing. This is what the cartel are doing. They're actually going out and paying money to have these tractor trailers wrapped to make them look like legitimate businesses out there. So just something I'd bring to your attention there. Oh, Biden himself with a smug look on his face. He is not happy. Joe Biden irked and irritated by speculation he should not run in 2024. What's that all about? Well, President Joe Biden is reportedly irked and irritated that some Democrats and allied media outlets are opposed to a second presidential campaign in 2024, while several establishment media outlets and Democrats have publicly stated their opposition to a potential Biden 2024 run. The White House is trying to tamp down speculation about plans to seek re-election, while aides say President Joe Biden is blistering at the persistent questions. So he's getting pissed off that people are even asking him and are making statements that he shouldn't run for 2024. What the hell are you going to run on? I mean, seriously, if you have any sense left in that cavity of yours, what are you going to actually run on? You have absolutely destroyed America. All right, this one here caught my attention this morning. For some of you retired educators, for all of us patriots out there and Americans, this is very disturbing. More cancel culture. Listen to this. A professor from Cornell University Library removes Gettysburg Address and Lincoln bust after complaints. What's that all about? Well, a professor at Cornell University says that the school's library has removed a bronzed Gettysburg Address plaque and a bust of President Abraham Lincoln after somebody complained. I'm going to leave that right there, but it's been there since 2013. So I guess now, you know, the left can go around and complain about certain things, just like the statues that they started taking down a year ago, 2 years ago. With all of our history of America, everything is racist now. Let me tell you something. America is not racist. There is nothing about America that is racist. Yes, we have individuals that are racist here in America. That is a fact. And a lot of them actually align with the Democrat Party. Here's something that I think you parents should be aware of. If you've got young ones at home or you grandparents, and you put them in front of the old boob tube and turn Sesame Street on because you think that Sesame Street is an appropriate program for children to watch, I want you to pay attention to this. Left pushes vacations on children. Elmo got the sickness vacation today. Yes, I'm speaking in code. I got to be careful what I say. But the famed Sesame Street character Elmo on Tuesday announced on social media that he too had got the vacation of the Chinese sickness, telling children Elmo's doctor said that the vacation would help keep Elmo healthy. Elmo got the sickness vacation today, just like Elmo's mommy and daddy. On social media, the update from Elmo's social Twitter account read, Elmo's daddy had a lot of questions, but Elmo's doctor said that the vacation would help keep Elmo healthy, and that all of Elmo's friends and family too. It added using this hashtag. Here's what I want you to take away from this article. Be aware of this hashtag. The hashtag is caring for each other. All right, here's an exclusive. This is coming right out of the RNC. Remember that Frank Lopez Jr. warned us about the RNC and who they're tied to and what they're about. But listening to some of the statements that they're putting out, the RNC chair, Ronna McDonald, hammers Biden on rising prices. Quote, American dream is slipping away. Republican National Committee, the RNC chairwoman, Ronna McDonald, Roma McDaniel, hammered the Biden administration for its reckless spending and anti-U.S. energy agenda, which forces Americans to pay more for groceries, gas, and travel. Now, I agree with what she's putting out there, but what I don't agree with is the American dream is slipping away. It doesn't have to slip away, folks. The dream is still there. We just got to roll up our sleeves and go to work and make a difference. We got to be heard. We got to support people like Donald Trump, people like Mike Lindell. We will, as a united front, save the American dream. Let's talk about the 4th of July. Can you guys afford it? Are you going to be able to afford the 4th of July? Well, President Joe Biden delivers the most expensive 4th of July in history. Welcome to Joe Biden's 4th of July, the most expensive in history. Quote, you get what you voted for, and you idiots voted for the highest gas and food prices in history, referring to all the Democrats out there who voted to put Joe Biden in office. We all know that that wasn't the fact. That wasn't true. It was more or less selected. We know what happened on November of 2020, and we are fighting like hell to change that. His fraudulency, Joe Biden, used last 4th of July to gaslight Americans into believing inflation was no big deal. Listen to this. Nothing more than a Republican talking point. Remember this nonsense of all those bad puns from the White House. The fact of the matter is, even a year ago, gas prices were hovering around $3 a gallon. So, can you afford the 4th of July this year? I think every one of us is going to pay for the 4th of July this year. Why? Because we're going to celebrate the birth of America, but more importantly, we're getting ready to celebrate the new birth of America. All right, here's something that was very concerning to me in the headlines that I wanted to bring to your attention. The Biden Pentagon is facing historic military recruitment shortfalls, the perfect storm of events. Now, here's what I want to bring to your attention. The Biden Pentagon is falling short and very far short of its military recruitment goals, prompting frequent high-level meetings on the issue and the consideration of dropping some of its 250 disqualifiers for military service, including some of the recent reports from the NBC News. Here's some of the things that they're talking about. According to the report, Pentagon may overlook certain medical conditions such as asthma and ADHD and put more effort into recruiting illegal immigrants whom were brought to the U.S. as young children. Those are the three things that I thought was very concerning in this article. Our military are the most elite on the planet. And no disrespect to anybody who has asthma, but isn't that something that is not good for our military to have? If they have to really move from A to B quickly, unless there are vehicles present, how are people with asthma really going to be able to keep up with the rest of the group? ADHD, is that something that we want our military to have? And more importantly, illegals being part of our military. Even if they're children that were brought here, they're still illegal. All right, here's something that I want to spotlight yet again. Biden caught in yet another lie. This guy is caught in lie after lie after lie each and every day. So listen to this. Joe Biden leaves Hunter Biden voicemail about a deal with Chinese businessman. I think you're all clear. Now remember, he said on multiple occasions he doesn't know anything about the family business. Oh, horse crap. Here we go. President Joe Biden left Hunter Biden a voicemail in 2018 about a business deal with Chinese energy giant, the CEFC, directly contradicting Joe Biden's statement in 2019 that he and his son had not spoken about family's corrupt business schemes. Now, I won't read the transcript of that. If you guys want to catch it, catch it on Breitbart. But the fact that this administration lies time after time after time, it just really fired me up today. I thought, you know what? There are 330 million Americans here in the United States. Why not 330 million Americans take to the streets of every city with picket signs saying, this is enough. We're tired of the lying SOB in the White House. We want him removed immediately, or we're going to come in and physically remove him and his entire administration ourselves. All right, here we go. The man, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Trump-endorsed candidates remain on fire after going through perfect 12-0 in Tuesday's primaries. candidates endorsed by former President Donald Trump stayed red hot Tuesday night in Colorado, Illinois, Oklahoma, and Utah, taking home sweeping wins in all states. The perfect night for Trump-backed Republicans put the 45th president's endorsement record at 144-10. This is just one data point that I want to bring to the attention to anybody who listens to us in Utah. This is great, but the one thing you really need to focus on is get rid of that SOB Mitt Romney out of the great state of Utah. It's time to replace that guy. He is a rhino. I mean, he honestly should change his ticket and run as a Democrat. All right, here's more debunking. LA Times 8 bombshells from Hutchinson testimony are all duds. You heard me right. They're all duds. The establishment media treated the testimony Tuesday of former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson on the J6 committee as it were so damning for Trump before her claims began to fall apart. The fact that Hutchinson was seen actually hugging members of the J6 committee as if they were partners in some joint enterprise rather than investigators seeking the truth ought to raise red flags, but it did not until it was too late. The Los Angeles Times, among others, including you know who, Fox News, who still will not report or talk about the 2K donkeys. That's right, Fox News. They still won't do what's right. Set aside their basic rules of journalism, accepting as fact the sudden claims made by a witness whose testimony was based entirely on hearsay and who was never subject to cross-examination. Shame on you, Fox News. The Times published a list of what they called 8 bombshells, some of which were soon debunked, some of which remained dubious, and some of which were just repetitive over things that have already been common knowledge and otherwise already told in with the investigation. Here are some of them that were debunked. Several Trump aides knew the risk of violence on J6. Yeah, they did. Matter of fact, it's been told that they even decided to try to bring in the National Guard, which Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats denied. Trump knew J6 rally attendees had weapons. Well, I'm sure he did. They're patriots. Why wouldn't they have weapons? The White House counsel raised concerns about the Trump speech. Trump wanted to go to the Capitol on J6. Here's my favorite. Trump lunged for a limousine steering wheel to go to the Capitol. There are a lot of memes out there right now about this beast running on the White House lawn, turning in circles. But here's what the Secret Service had to say about that. Trump's reluctancy to act and his delays. No, wait a minute. Sorry. This accusation was specifically refuted by the 2 witnesses whom Hutchinson cited on Tuesday, and the Secret Service itself has said it is prepared to deny this unlikely claim and testify against this. So that big bombshell, nope, sorry, gone. Trump threw his lunch at the wall after reading William Barr's story. Trump and Meadows wanted to include pardon language in Jay's 7th speech. So those were all debunked or dubious, or it's just stuff that they already knew about. So sorry, another big failure for the Democrat Party, another big failure for the J6 committee. But we're not going to end there. We're going to end with this article. J6 committee caught lying about Ken Kalowski. So yet again, the J6 committee is nothing but a bunch of liars. And guess who's on the front page of this article? None other than Adam Schiff and old Liz Cheney from the great state of Wyoming. Again, Utah, get rid of Mitt Romney. Wyoming, get rid of this backstabbing, this treasonous SOB. I don't care who her father was. He wasn't any better, to be honest with you. The J6 committee fraudulently portrayed an innocent DOJ attorney as complicit in a conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election and did so with malice. The Federalist Margaret Cleveland concludes after reviewing evidence debunked that the J6 committee's false narrative about former Department of Justice lawyer Ken Kalowski at last Thursday's public hearing. So again, they're caught in a lie. They lie. Biden lies. His press secretary lies. His entire administration lies. The VP Hills Up lies. Liars, liars, liars. Pants on fire. When are we going to get rid of these SOBs and clean up DC? It's time to bring Trump back. It's time to finish the job that he started, which is drain the stinking swamp. 95% of these people need to hit the highway, Jack. All right, that's it for today. God bless. Love y'all. I'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Podbean. We're bringing back the NSA retired NSA employee whistleblower. So don't miss it on Podbean. I'll be back later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.